Thank you for all the statistics that you took on notice in the first session. I'm just wondering, is there any possibility of having those available by the start of the afternoon session so that we can discuss them in detail?
Obviously, there was a large number of statistics there, so
I'm presuming they're all things that you don't have to collect, that you have them just available on your systems.
Interesting thing particularly on things like completions, there is the NCVER reports which come out every month or so. So there is a very, very large number of statistics on these areas. So it probably might be a matter of I'm sure that the department later this afternoon could comment on individual NCVER reports.
Well, look, I'm sure with something as critically as important as completions, I have complete confidence that the officials are all over what is the essential metric
I'm sure they can
TAFE.
absolutely get you the totals. Whether they can break them down on every skill one by the afternoon, I'm
whatever's
not sure.
possible for this afternoon would be greatly appreciated. Yep.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Minister, and officials. Minister, is it still the case that no permanent long-term location has been finalised for Bankstown TAFE?
Well, Bankstown TAFE is a real success story in its current location. And look, I've even brought you a photo of the new hairdressing area and beauty area. Brand new TAFE facilities. I opened it with the Premier just recently. And we've got a new nursing facility, so we're able to link in with the brand new hospital, which is being built on the old TAFE site. And it's for Bankstown. This is a fantastic facility. It really, a $2 billion hospital and a brand new TAFE facility. Yes, it is a 5-year lease at the moment. We haven't determined what the long-term future is, but very excited about the opportunities for people working closely and to facilitate those links and recognition between the university and TAFE, because that's one of our big challenges at a national level, is to try and facilitate easier credit recognition between our institutions. And I think having a co-location like this is a really great opportunity to do that. So very excited about the facilities.
Thank you. Minister, if I could just redirect, the issue was around permanency. I mean, we've had Bankstown TAFE, close to 60 years in operation, a publicly owned TAFE campus. We now have no permanency and a long-term rent bill.
We have a fantastic brand new facility co-located with the university, which I think is a really terrific outcome. And when I've spoken to the teachers there and to the students, they're really excited about the facility. And part of the work we've done in this is to move a couple of the courses across to Padstow TAFE. So we previously in the Bankstown TAFE had our animal facilities on an upper floor of a building. They're now on a ground floor where the animals can get fresh air and outdoors.
I'm familiar with these. I've been to the campus many times.
And our early childhood facilities now have a wonderful little playground and a ground floor location. And I went through at Padstow and I asked the students who were doing their animal courses there whether they preferred the Padstow location or Bankstown, and they all raised their hand for Padstow.
Thank you. Minister, there was earlier talk about great synergy between Bankstown TAFE, the new hospital, and it was going to, look at helping develop sort of the health, vocational training skills. Minister, where will the TAFE facilities feature in the hospital design or the future plans?
Well, there is great opportunities.
We talk co-location. What are the features in the hospital site? We spoke a lot about synergy at the early stages of the hospital planning.
I'm sure you're aware that the TAFE site that we're on is very close to the hospital, and so this TAFE site's up and operating, and it won't be on a construction site for the next 5 years or so. But what it has got is the nursing training facilities, the allied health facilities, and even the hairdressing and beauty, which are really important ancillary services for a hospital in the area. So a beautiful library as well. It is really a terrific facility, and it does have great opportunities for synergies with the hospital, and I'm really pleased that we've been able to expand the health training there so that when the hospital opens, we will have a flow through of assistants in nursing, of nurses, and being next to the university.
So, Minister, what you've done, you've ruled out, you haven't been able to provide any information here about TAFE facilities featuring in the hospital design or future plans?
Um,
In terms of, we talk co-location, it's completely off the table now. Is that correct?
We haven't made a decision on what happens after the current 5-year lease with the university, and that's a decision that we don't need to make yet. We will make that down the track when we firstly look at how well this arrangement is working, and early indications are that it's a fabulous arrangement, and what the long-term future of some of the rest of the site is. But we will have a TAFE,
And
which is
Minister,
very,
it's that
which
issue.
is we will have a TAFE in Bankstown, which provides the certainty for people to come in, and really importantly has fantastic public transport access. It's a large cohort of the people who are at the TAFE are there doing things like foundation skills and are immigrants doing English and programs funded by us and the federal government, and it is an amazing location for those people.
The issues concerning permanency and the future of Bankstown TAFE. Minister, what alternative sites are currently under consideration, and when will a final decision be made?
As I've said to you, we are not at the point where we need to consider the long-term location of the TAFE at this stage. We've got a 5-year lease. We've got a fabulous facility that we've just fitted out, brand new facility, and further down the track we'll make a decision on whether it remains there in the university's tower or not. But we're not at that point of needing to do that yet. But the absolute certainty for the people of Bankstown is that TAFE is there. It's one of 154 TAFE campuses across New South Wales. We are committed to rebuilding TAFE after the neglect that the previous government showed, to boosting it up, to making sure that we have increased the number of teachers in TAFE, to making more TAFE teachers permanent, following the appalling record of the previous government where it left us with only around 50% of our teachers
Minister.
permanently employed.
Minister, what happens to that beautiful new expensive fit out if you leave those premises at the expiration of the lease in 5 years' time?
I guess-
what happens to that cost?
I guess the same thing as happens to any agency which is in leased premises, which is a large number of agencies and businesses who do lease premises, fit them out, and then if they need to move, they move and fit out another one. But it's too early to be asking that question because
Because you haven't decided about permanency yet.
We haven't determined that yet.
And Minister,
I might know when we'll know.
Can I just ask quickly about numbers?
Sure.
Minister, good news about increase in staff numbers. What's the breakdown in terms of increased staff between admin and teaching roles and employment?
So that 400 I mentioned was teaching.
400 teaching
so,
and
yeah.
any
So-
increase in admin?
No, we've reduced.
No, we've reduced admin.
So 400 teachers, fewer admin,
Yeah.
and what about, how does that correlate to student numbers, up, down?
So the student numbers, my understanding is just under 400,000 at the moment enrolled.
Sorry, in
Oh.
terms of
Right.
increase or decrease, Minister?
2024 numbers are the latest we have, which was 384,000.
Sorry, but is that an increase or a decrease?
Compared to 2023, that's a decrease.
So we've got more teachers, fewer admin staff and fewer
What-
students, is
what-
that correct?
Yeah, what we're seeing is, as a trend, which is a positive trend, is a move to more of those longer-term qualification courses away from some of those shorter courses. And so that's led to a change in some of the enrolment numbers, but of course it definitely doesn't lead to a change in the workload. The workload continues to be there and continues to be quite high.
And how much of the admin load, given reduced admin staff, is being picked up by the teachers?
Ms Reid can elaborate on this, but one of the substantial changes that that TAFE has made in this is move to a faculty model, and within those faculties they'll do a lot of the curriculum development using some of that 15 hours time that the teachers
They being
have.
teachers or they being admin staff?
The teachers are working with admin staff as well, but part of the reason for that is obviously the teachers are delivering the courses every day, and they generally do want to have an input into the curriculum. So a number of the administrative staff savings have come out of the area that used to do the curriculum development, and also very, I think, consistently
impact
with the
is-
government, we've also been able to reduce our external consultant spending in that area too by, I think it was a $20 million contract from memory.
Minister, what impact does that shift in the way teacher time is being used have on their marking time?
Can I-
They're actually because we've taken TAFE out of the contestable market, we've significantly reduced the admin load for teachers, and that's.
So the question was about marking.
Yeah, so
time.
they've still got their mark. Well, let's have a think about two things. Firstly, when we had mostly casual teachers there, they didn't have the 15 hours of administrative time that permanent teachers have. So now we've raised that to 87%
But
of
casuals
teachers.
typically also get paid for marking.
So
and stuff.
we had 87. So they've now got that time. Ms. Reid can address the specifics of marking time.
So the operating model changes that we're talking about, that phase 2, don't relate to the teaching and learning area. So
But my question, Ms. Reid, is very simple. Oh, sorry.
Perhaps we
And
can
I'll
come
ask it next
back
session.
in a minute.